Okay, welcome everyone as we learn the Mishna Yomis for the first day of Shmini Atzeres. We are sponsored by the Fisher family, Nishna Spasi Bas Rabbi, Shlomo ben Avram Alevi, Perel Bas Ruvain. We're also sponsored by Nishna Stav ben Chaim, for Shalem, for Yomis Mechayesar, Yaakov ben Bas Yaleh, for the Schus of Avram and Yom ben Ish Malk Yudis and family. We're learning for Yom Klugman and family. We learn for Shalem, for Esther Fadl Bas Chana, Avig Deraya ben Rivka, and the Bas Chayesar, Yitzhak ben Siyam ben Dusha, Moshe Meir ben Esther Fadl, Rivka Bas Shiraleah, Chana Bas Shashabina, Meir ben Chayesar. They should have a refuah shalema b'sech shachar Yisrael. Now, says the Mishnah, ha'omer hari olai b'machbas. Let's say Yisrael says, I'm going to bring a mincha on the griddle. V'hevi b'macheshes, and he brings a deep fried mincha. Or b'macheshes, he says he's going to bring one that's deep fried. V'hevi b'machbas, and he brings one on the griddle. Look, mashevi, what he brought is good, but he didn't fulfill his obligation. V'yidei chayvas, or the yotzi, he didn't fulfill his obligation. Now, the plot thickens. If Yisrael says, pointing at his mincha, Zula havi b'machmas, I'm going to bring this one on the griddle, v'hevi b'macheshes, and he brought it instead deep fried, or he said, this one b'macheshes, this one deep fried, v'hevi b'machmas, and he brought it on the griddle, then harizu psula. That's possible, because he did it wrong. Hari alai shnei esrainim lahavi b'kli echad. Rabbi Yisrael says, I'm going to bring two isaron in one kelim. V'hevi b'shnei kelim. And he brought them instead, one keli with one isaron and another keli with another isaron. Or he said, I'm going to bring b'shnei kelim, an isaron in each keli. V'hevi b'kli echad. And he brought two isaron in one keli. Again, mashevi hevi, what he did, but now he has to bring his original pledge. He didn't fulfill his commitment. However, if he makes matters worse, these I'm going to bring in one keli, and he brought them in two kelim, or he said, these I'm going to bring b'shnei kelim, so since he deviated, hari elu psulim. Now, Hari olai shnei eisorin lahavi b'kli echad. He says, I accept upon myself two esrainim to bring in one kelim. V'hevi b'shnei kelim. And instead of bringing it in one keli, he separated them and brought them in two kelim. Amrulai, they said to him, but you said you're bringing it in one keli. Amrulai b'klei echad nadarta. So if he divided it, and if he put it back together, and hikrivam b'klei echad, and he brought it in one keli, ksherim. But if he ignored them, or b'shnei kelim, he ignored them, so then we say that he was saying, I don't care, I'm going to do it in two kelim, then it's psulim, then it's possible. Now the other way around, hari olai shnei esrainim lahavi b'shnei kelim. He said, I'm going to bring two Israelim in two separate kelim. V'hevi b'kli echad, and he brought it in one keli. So Amrulai, they said to him, b'shnei kelim in adart. Why are you bringing it in one keli? You said you're going to bring it in two kelim. If he separates it and he krivam b'shnei kelim and brings it in two keli, ksherim. If instead nesana b'kli echad, he left it in one keli, so there it has a din of kishtei menachos in his arva. The din is two menachos that combine, if they're still separate in the one keli, and you could take the kmitza from one separate and the kmitza from the other one separate, then it's kosher. If not, it's possible. Now, here Rabbi Yisrael says something that cannot be. Haralai mincha min ha'sa'ayrin. He said he's going to bring a mincha from barley. You can't bring a mincha from barley. Only the mincha of the aymer and the mincha of the site is barley. But a voluntary mincha is always from meat. But he said he's bringing it from barley. So the Rav says, the Tanna Kama holds, if we ask him, if you would have known that it has to be from wheat, would you bring it from wheat? If he says yes, then Yovi Menachitim. He should bring from wheat. Kemach, he says flour. You can't bring a voluntary mincha from flour. It has to be solus. It has to be fine flour. So Yavi Silas, he brings it from fine flour. Now a voluntary mincha, if it's not a minchas chayte, has to have oil and frankincense. If he says below shemen u'levayna, Yavi ma shemen u'levayna, you should bring with it oil and frankincense. Now the minimum amount is in Yisaron. If he says Chatzi Yisaron, Yava Yisaron Shalom, he should bring a full Yisaron. If he says Yisaron Umechza, an Yisaron and a half, he should bring 2 Yisaron, Yavi Shnai. Reb Shimon doesn't hold this way. Reb Shimon says, Af b'gemar dvarav adam nitfus. We hold the person's whole statement accountable. So if he said, I'm bringing a mincha of sa'irim, he doesn't have to bring anything. There's no such thing. If he says he bring a mincha of a chatzi yisaron, there's no such thing. Reb Shimon Paiter, shelo yisnadev k'derech ha'misnadvin. He didn't make a pledge in the proper way, so he's not chayav to bring anything. Okay, we're going to do another Mishna Yomis.